All right, it is unbelievable. You have, the clickbait channels out there, the pro Patreon, the give me your money, the online panhandling channels, the infomercials, whatever you want to call them, claiming Gennady Golovkin is now ducking, this guy, this Sergey dude. And we're going to get into him in a minute. He is the mandatory for the IBF. IBF, they're pushing hard. Lou DiBella, the promoter for Sergey. Right now, we don't know who the opponent will be. Okay, now we know the Canelo Golovkin fight got canceled May 5th. Now, basically, K2 Tom Loffer, they're scrambling, trying to come up with an opponent for Gennady Golovkin. But here, they see the opportunity. They're like wolves, and they see the blood. They can smell the blood like a shark in the water. They smell the blood. These other channels. And of course, now Gennady Golovkin. Let me hit play right here. Right here, I was invited to cover a premier boxing championship deal here with the Charlo brothers. So that's me ringside. This is my material, copyright free. But anyway, back to the video at hand. I'm irritated. I listen to these videos, on these Egos Boxing Nation, or what the hell is it? Ego, whatever that dude's name is. I don't even know. And Dante's Boxing Day, right? Talking about how Gennady Golovkin is ducking this guy. Well, here's the thing. Whenever Mayweather handpicked his career, he's brilliant. He's a businessman. He's a genius. He's an entrepreneur. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? But when Gennady Golovkin is in a position where he needs to make an intelligent move, he's ducking someone. So Mayweather, brilliant. Golovkin ducking. Andre Ward, fighting maybe a Paul Smith or whoever, hey, that's just the name of the game. It's business, not boxing. But when Gennady Golovkin, again, is in a terrible position, he's ducking. It's incredible. Like, I thought there's no way in hell these channels, there's no way that they can find anything negative, any kind of shade to throw at Gennady Golovkin. It's impossible. They can't do it. It can't be done. But I'm impressed. I must say, but just bravo, hats off, a round of applause to these channels. They actually found a way, to make Golovkin the bad guy, like he is now ducking, these people. And like I said, the IBF really pushing hard for the fight. Like I said, Lou DiBella, the promoter, he's all over the media talking about, Sergey, he is the mandatory, therefore he should get his shot. Now, look, I agree. Under normal circumstances, I agree. But this is, look, this is like an unprecedented event here. Okay, this is not normal. Golovkin has trained for Canelo. Okay, now I know their argument, well, he trained for a right-handed fighter. Golovkin claims that, he trains for a fight, not an individual. Even Abel Sanchez said, hey, we trained for a fight, not an individual. Abel Sanchez has, and you guys, look, I'm being fair, being completely fair. Okay, Abel Sanchez all over the news in the past year or two, defending the Willie Monroe Jr. fight, the Dominic Wade mandatory fight. I get it. I understand where they're coming from, but I just don't like the opportunistic behavior here, right? It's click, 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 money, money, money. Golovkin is ducking someone. Let me feed my audience. Let's feed them. Here you go. Shovel it down, have a second plate. Here you go. That's what I don't like. The manipulation. But a lot of these boxing fans, they're suckers. They seem like they just they love it, like they can't get enough of it, so I don't know. But look, it's really up to you. What do you think? Should Gennady Golovkin face the mandatory? I do believe he should, but I don't think it should be twisted that he's ducking him if he doesn't. That is my point, given the situation, okay? Because in boxing, situations changes. It changes everything. This isn't business as usual. This is a crazy thing that's happening here, so you got to cut them a little bit of slack. You got to, and then the WBC, they're stepping forward saying, hey, what do you expect? The fight got canceled. They're doing the best they can do, things like that. Now, Paulie Malignaggi, I have to mention it. I don't know where to throw it in the video. I got to mention it. you know, he's all over YouTube and in front of every reporter, you know, talking about how he knew Canelo Alvarez was on PEDs, and if you didn't know that, you probably shouldn't be reporting boxing, okay? You know, and then he went on to talk about an 8 divisional champ, meaning Manny Pacquiao, but he's like, well, I better not say anything there. I don't want to, you know, get crucified again in the media, because every time he brings up Manny Pacquiao, you know, people just full on attack him. But, you know, now he's going after Canelo. So, you know, hey, I applaud that. You know, I agree that he should go after Canelo. So, you know, I mean, I'm giving him props, right? You know, because now we have too many shills, right? Too many people doing this like online audition on YouTube. Like these YouTube channels, I feel like when I'm watching their channel, I feel like I'm watching them audition for, you know, some future position in boxing. And I might be talking like above a lot of your heads out there, but I got a lot on my mind right now. And if you're really in the know, you'll know what I'm talking about. So, but look, we'll get, like I said, we'll get to the fun stuff, the breaking news, everything in between. But like I said, I want to talk about a few things before we get there. Now, all right, the #1 and #2 candidate, Sergey Derevyanchenko. Okay, I might be pronouncing that wrong, Derevyanchenko, whatever. Okay, now like I said, from what I understand, Gennady Golovkin, they really don't want that fight. You know, he's a hard hitter. He's a mandatory. It's short notice. It's a bad move, you know. But then again, on the other hand, you know, the channels say, well, he's taken the path of least resistance. Well, in this situation, I kind of give him a pass. You know, even if Golovkin takes a cherry, you know, picks a cherry, of course I'm not going to like it, and it damn sure better not be on pay-per-view. But at the same time, you know, I'm not going to slay the guy in the media for it. You know, the other option, of course, we know is Spike O'Sullivan. Okay, now he's co-promoted by Golden Boy Promotion, not fully, but co-promoted by Golden Boy Promotion. Now, here's my problem with that fight is that puts money in the pocket, okay, of Golden Boy Promotion. Now, I hold them 100% responsible for this whole mess, and if they take the Spike O'Sullivan fight, then they're going to make a ton of money on it, right? I mean, especially if it is a pay-per-view. I mean, God forbid, but if it is, I mean, it's like, okay, Golden Boy, they get out of the fight, and they're going to make millions. I mean, millions and millions of dollars. So, you know, for that reason alone, I don't, you know, I don't want it to be, you know, Spike O'Sullivan, because like I said, they get a piece of that pie. So now, and once again, I want to express my utter disappointment in Canelo, okay? You know, and to be honest, I think it's going to ruin his career. Look, it's going to be hard for him to bounce back. You know, right now, the commission is talking about a minimum 1-year suspension, but I've heard if he admits that he's guilty, if he says, yeah, I did it, I'm guilty, then he'll get it cut in half to a 6-month, you know, suspension. So it's crazy. But like Paulie Malignaggi was saying, he was like, look, you know, why does he need to admit he's guilty? The test already said he's guilty. You know, you can't just you can't throw a steak on the table and say, oh, is that fault? I ate some bad meat, I'm not guilty. You know, the test is your admittance to guilt, right? You know, so look, again, not a big Paulie Malignaggi fan, but he's on to something here, okay? He's on to something. I like it, okay? I like what I'm hearing. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Paulie. I like it, all right? You know, now, another thing I want to talk about. Okay, some of these YouTube personalities are clearly paid off or influenced in one way or another by different promoters. I don't know. It's almost like their YouTube channel, like I said, I mentioned this earlier, but I want to reiterate, has become an online audition. Okay, like they're auditioning for this future position. And because of this, I really think we're getting an unfair, you know, we're getting a half truth. You know, we're getting, you know, these guys, like they stand up on this pillar of you know, you know, I'm right down the middle, you know, I'm not biased, I'm fair, I'm this, I'm that, you know, I'm honest, you can come to me because I have integrity, but at the same time, they have an agenda. You know, they have like something they're secretly working on behind your back, and they're basically using you to build up a name to get to their goal. Now, is there anything wrong with that? No, as long as you're honest about it. What am I doing on YouTube? I'm not making money, I can tell you that. I mean, half my videos are not monetized. I don't do this Patreon crap, none of that. I mean, I'm on here because I love boxing and I want a future in boxing. So I'm very clear and upfront about my intentions, but I don't like being manipulated, okay? That's my point. about the, you know, these other YouTube channels, but right now, look, let's go over here. I'm gonna flip the screen on you real quick. Let's go over the potential Gennady Golovkin opponents. Okay, now this guy here, what is his name, Moretta, what the hell ever. Okay, now he's the one from Tokyo. I doubt it's going to happen. In fact, I know it's not going to happen, but he was talked about. Okay, here, the Jamie Munguai, what the hell ever. You guys know I'm terrible at pronouncing names. This was a second opponent, you know, mentioned, 28-0, but the problem with him, as you see, he is a light middleweight, 154 pound, but he's from Mexico. They thought, well, we can get this guy in there, you know, he's Mexican, Cinco de Mayo Day weekend, it's a possibility. Okay, now here, this guy here, Sergey Derevyanchenko, right, 12-0. Now here's the guy right here. We're gonna look at his resume real quick, and hang on, I gotta plug in my tablet for it dies right here. Hang on. Okay, here's the guy that everyone is claiming Gennady Golovkin is ducking. Promoted by Lou DiBella. Okay, let's check him out here. You know, currently resides in Brooklyn. Middleweight, 83% knockout ratio. Ukraine. You know, okay, I kind of like that. Middleweight orthodox, 5'9". You know, about the same size as Gennady Golovkin. But I mean, come on, 12-0 with 10 KOs. Like, this is a guy that Golovkin is ducking? Are you kidding me? Now, what are they going to say, as usual, when they claim Gennady Golovkin is ducking someone? He gets in there and knocks him out. What are they going to say? You know, what are they going to say then, right? Let's have a look at his resume here. I don't know who. Johnson, Russell, who? I don't know. I mean, who are these guys? I have no idea, okay? You know, let's see. 8-round fight, 12-round fight, 10-round fight, 12. I mean, the guy has had more. Oh my God! Wow, he's only had two 12-round fights in his entire career. Out of 12 fights, that 2 12. His last fight was an 8-rounder. Okay, an 8-rounder. Okay, before that, a 12-rounder, a 10-rounder, a 12-rounder, 8, 6 and a 4. I mean, come on. I mean, you cannot be serious. Like, you know, that's reaching, right? I mean, these channels are desperate to just throw any kind of dirt on Gennady Golovkin. I mean, this is a guy right here. This dude, this is who he's ducking. You know, and look, no disrespect to the guy. You know, okay, he's the mandatory, but you know, again. You know, and of course right here, Demetrius Andrade. Here's another opponent, which, you know what, is not a bad matchup. Now, I made a video a while back talking about Gennady Golovkin, you know, the potential opponents, and you guys like wondered why I didn't talk more about Boo Boo here. Boo Boo, okay, Demetrius Andrade, which I think I'd like to see it, honestly. You know, if I had my pick, he's in my top 2, top 3 picks. Okay, you know, so 25-0. You know, hell yeah, why not? Okay, and of course Charlo. Now, of course, you know, you guys know I'm a big supporter of Charlo. So, in fact, I have an upcoming interview with him, you know, for the channel. So, you know, you guys know I support Charlo. So, yeah, I'd love to see it. But right now, again, it's not the right time. Okay, you got to look at the circumstances. This is not just, you know, he had 2 months off. He's been able to prepare for him mentally and physically and, you know, spiritually. You know, there's a lot of things that go into boxing. You know, so right now, and like I said, I do believe Charlo is the middle, or the future of the middleweight division. Okay, Gabriel Rosado was another opponent they talked about. Okay, you know, so a fan-friendly fight, and of course, you know, Gary O'Sullivan, Spike O'Sullivan, whatever, you know, Spike Gary. 27-2, you know, just beat, what's his name here, Antonio Douglas. Now, Douglas, he was like this big upcomer on Showtime, and, you know, he gets in there and beats him, but I noticed he was a lot bigger, you know, a whole lot bigger. So, yeah, let's see, who else do we have here? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, and there was another name, Jaime something. Jaime was another one. So you got Gary O'Sullivan, okay? You've got Gabriel Rosado, okay? You've got Charlo. Okay, these are the potential opponents, all right? Demetrius Andrade, Sergey Derevyanchenko right here, which that's who Golovkin is ducking, apparently. Jamie Munguia, whatever. Look, you guys know I suck at I can't even, like, pronounce my friend's last name, okay? I'm terrible. I can barely, like, you know, just... I don't want to say I can't read or spell, because I can, but I've always had trouble pronouncing names. So anyway, like I said, 28-0 though, right? 28-0, 154 pounder. No way. I don't see it happening. Okay. And then, you know, this Moretta guy here. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, right now, that's basically it. So I just, you know, I don't see it happening. I think we're probably going to get Spike O'Sullivan, or, you know, they might go for the mandatory right here. You know, so we'll leave it at that, you know, as far as the potential opponents go. But, you know, I just wanted to show you guys that, because like I said, I don't like, you know, these channels taking advantage of this situation to make a little money and to accuse Gennady Golovkin of ducking him, right? It's clickbait, it's garbage, and why these videos get, you know, 100,000 views, 500,000, it's beyond me. I'll never understand it. I really don't. You know, you got a lot of good quality, you know, channels out there that offer good information, but yet, you know, they have like hardly any following. You know, I mean, it's crazy to me. So, you know, what else do I want to talk about? That's probably about it. You know, if I hear, actually, I heard they're going to announce today, you know, who the opponent will be. And of course, we know they talked about moving it to the StubHub Center. They talked about, of course, it's not going to be at T-Mobile Arena anymore. It's going to be at either MGM Grand or the StubHub Center. Now, the question, will it be pay-per-view? I don't know. I doubt it. It would be a bad move, I think, for them to put it on paper. Even if they did like a reduced pay-per-view, I think it would be a bad move. You know, I really do. So, you know, what's going to happen? I mean, imagine if they give Canelo a 1 year, you know, they hand him a 1 year suspension. I mean, wow, you know, what's going to happen? You know, I mean, I don't think we'll ever get the Canelo rematch. And like you guys know, I wanted that rematch more than I wanted Mayweather Pacquiao, more than I wanted like a, you know, a Thurman Spence. I mean, I wanted this fight more than I've wanted any fight in the past 10 years. I'd say 10 years solid. You know, so again, I'm incredibly disappointed. You know, I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed for Canelo. You know, he let everyone down, you know, and then now he tries to point the finger at Golovkin and make him the villain. And, you know, it's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. So what do you guys think? Who do you want to see? I mean, do you think he should take the mandatory? Is he ducking him if he doesn't? You know, that's the question. You know, let's say he doesn't take Sergey. Is that a duck? What do you think? You know, leave it below. I love hearing, look, and just for the record, before I cut it off, I read each and every comment on my channel. I don't reply to all of them, but I read every single comment out there. So leave it below. I want to hear from you.